The morning begins peacefully, a perfect day for those seeking rest and freedom. The sky is clear, cloudless, and the sun shines brightly, casting golden rays over the deserted beach. The sound of the waves gently crashing against the sand creates a natural melody that, mixed with the fresh sea breeze, brings a sense of deep calm. Each grain of sand seems to have been placed in just the right place, and the sea reflects a vibrant turquoise blue, making the scene seem like something out of a dream. The peaceful setting seems to invite everyone there to forget the outside world. Then, the gentle silence of the beach is interrupted by firm footsteps on the sand. The carefully positioned camera reveals a figure walking confidently along the shore. Alix Earle, with her striking presence, emerges from the horizon, wearing a modern and stylish swimsuit perfectly cut to match her vibrant personality. As she walks, she draws the attention of those around her, like a muse arriving to transform the environment. Her posture is imposing, yet at the same time light. She possesses something special, an energy that shines brighter than the sun itself. As Alix walks toward the water, the camera zooms in on her eyes. There's a calmness in her gaze, but also a slight glimmer of emotion. Something about her conveys that this moment on the beach isn't just a simple day of rest. It's a chance to relive something greater. She's the embodiment of confidence, something anyone who observes her can't help but admire. But there's something behind that calm smile, something that makes her even more intriguing. Why did she choose this day to be there? What, in fact, brought her to the beach at that moment? As Alix approaches her friends, the conversation begins to flow naturally. Her words are accompanied by genuine laughter and the infectious energy of someone who's found a respite from the hustle and bustle of life. She shares with everyone that she's there to relax, to disconnect from the daily frenzy and just be. But behind her words, there's a subtlety that doesn't go unnoticed. Alix isn't just a young woman seeking a day of peace. She's someone with a history and a strength that few can grasp at first glance. Her friends laugh, but there's something more in her expression. They know this rest may be deeper than she lets on. In this perfect setting, the camera takes one last shot of Alix's swimsuit. The vibrant colors of the fabric, the modern cut, and the way it fits perfectly to her body are symbols of her personality. Bold, unique, impossible to ignore. As she enters the water, the scene seems to freeze for a moment. The sound of the waves, the warmth of the sun, and the shine of her swimsuit combine to create a sense of seriousness disguised as lightness. Something in the air begins to shift. What should have been a simple day of fun at the beach is about to reveal a much deeper story, where appearances can be deceiving and the truth is about to be unearthed. As the day unfolds, the beach comes to life. Alix, with her vibrant energy, blends into her surroundings. She's not just another person in the scene. She's a presence, something that feels like a part of the place, as if the sand, sea, and sun have somehow shaped her. Alix joins her friends, and everyone begins to enjoy the day in a relaxed manner. They play volleyball, cool off with cold drinks, and laugh to the upbeat music blaring from a portable speaker. The group's energy is contagious, and the scene conveys a sense of total freedom. But beneath the fun and laughter, Alix begins to reveal a more introspective side. At one point, she breaks away from the group and heads toward the sea, her feet sinking into the wet sand as she walks toward the water. The camera follows her closely, capturing the gentle movement of her body and the tranquility on her face. Alix gazes at the horizon, and something in her gaze suggests she's not just admiring the beauty of the place, but reflecting deeply on her life. The perfect day at the beach, which at first seemed like just an escape from the everyday, reveals itself as an opportunity for Alix to confront her own emotions and desires. During a break, she sits by the sea, letting the water gently touch her feet as she watches the waves crash onto the sand. The breeze sweeps her hair back, creating a sense of peace and introspection. She begins talking to one of her closest friends, venting about the weight she sometimes carries. Amidst the day's relaxation, a moment of vulnerability emerges. Alix shares how the pressure of being constantly watched, whether by the media or social media, can be overwhelming. She reveals that, despite her outward confidence, there's a part of her that yearns for something simpler and more genuine. This conversation with her friend is a turning point, where the viewer begins to realize that behind her bright smile and impeccable style, Alix is more complex than she appears. She seeks a balance between her public and personal life. This moment of vulnerability on the beach, which until then seemed like just a break, begins to reveal a deeper layer of the character. Alix is there not just to rest, but to better understand herself, away from the incessant media scrutiny that follows her life. Even though the day at the beach began lightly, with laughter and fun, the energy around Alix begins to shift. The scene transforms as the conversation and revelations deepen. Those around her begin to notice the intensity of her presence, not just through her beauty or style, but through the emotional power she conveys. The viewer begins to wonder, to what extent does Alix truly know herself? What is she ultimately searching for in this perfect seaside setting? The story of the beach goes beyond a simple day of leisure. It becomes a journey of self-discovery, and all the small details begin to connect in intriguing ways. The camera zooms in on Alix once more, capturing her eyes filled with unspoken thoughts. There's something unusual about her attitude. She looks out to sea, but the expression on her face suggests she's preparing to face something she's previously preferred to keep hidden. Something in the atmosphere of the beach begins to shift, and the simple day of relaxation soon gives way to an unexpected revelation. The viewer's curiosity intensifies. What is Alix's real reason for being there? What else is she looking for, besides the rest she claims to need? As the day progresses, the atmosphere on the beach becomes more electric, almost as if the energy of nature itself is preparing for a grand event. The sound of the waves breaks more intensely, and the breeze that once brought comfort now seems stronger, carrying a sense of impending transformation. The once soft music begins to pick up pace, the surrounding bodies stir, and the tone of fun mingles with a palpable anticipation in the air. Alix, as if sensing this change, breaks away from the group again and begins walking with firmer steps toward the sea. She gazes into the distance, her eyes fixed on something distant, as if waiting for something. The camera focuses on her face, capturing the transition from a calm expression to something more focused and determined. Alix is no longer there just to rest. She's preparing to face something greater than she imagined. The beach scene, which until then represented peace and escape, now transforms into an internal battleground. Something in her personal journey is about to shift, and the tension is almost palpable. The moment of peace she sought becomes a journey that will require courage, trust, and a strength she never knew she possessed. In a bold gesture, Alix enters the sea. The waves grow stronger, and she, unfazed, waits even deeper. She fears nothing of what the ocean holds, as if ready to defy any adversity that arises. This symbolic act of entering the sea, as if defying the waves and her own limitations, marks a moment of transition. The water is now not just a place where she has fun or relaxes, but a space that demands more than enjoyment. It demands surrender action. What follows is a confrontation between what she feels internally and what the world around her expects of her. At this point, tension reaches its peak. Alix is challenged by more than just the waves. In a twist of events, she's called to participate in a beach challenge, perhaps a surfing competition, or an intense activity that will push her to her limits. As she prepares to face the challenge, everyone's eyes turn to her. This is no longer just a moment of leisure. It's an opportunity to show her true strength, to break free from the world's image of her, and be who she truly is. The crowd watches in silence, and Alix, with an expression of absolute focus, steps forward to face the challenge. The sea is choppy, and Alix's every move is accompanied by a mixture of tension and anticipation. She is no longer just a young woman enjoying the beach. She is someone who has chosen to embrace the unknown and face her fears. In one decisive move, she overcomes the challenge with a courage that impresses everyone around her. But what is most striking is not her physical prowess, but the look of resilience on her face, a true internal victory. She, without words, shows the world that her true strength goes beyond outward appearance, beyond what anyone expects. When the challenge is finally overcome, the sky begins to turn gold and orange as the sun sets on the horizon. The atmosphere, once marked by calm, is now ablaze with vibrant colors. The last image of the scene is Alix, looking out to sea, but with the smile of someone who finally knows herself. She had conquered not only the sea, but also the internal barriers that limited her. In the background, her friends applaud, and the atmosphere transforms into a silent celebration where the true triumph was personal. The day at the beach, which began with the simple desire to relax, ended up being a moment of self-discovery and liberation. As she walks away from the water, Alix takes one last look at the ocean, knowing that, although the day is over, her journey is far from over. The tension of the beginning, the internal struggle, and the search for something greater are finally understood. The true meaning of that day, more than the waves or the sea, is the personal transformation of someone who, by accepting their own challenges, discovers the power of authenticity.